Do you often find yourself questioning whether others genuinely appreciate you? Do you exude a magnetic charm, or do you feel like you fade into the background in a crowd? If you think true allure hinges on a polished appearance or a hefty bank account, prepare for a revelation. While maintaining your looks and finances is important, real magnetism lies deep within your personality. This isn't about completely overhauling yourself, it's about enhancing your existing qualities and honing key social skills. This transformation will help you shine like a precious gem, attracting meaningful and enriching relationships into your life. This is where Stoicism plays a pivotal role. Originally an ancient philosophy, Stoicism has evolved into a powerful force for personal transformation in our modern world. Join us on a journey through 10 straightforward yet profoundly effective strategies to cultivate personal growth through Stoicism. By integrating these timeless principles, you'll set the stage for a life full of fulfillment and joy, enhancing your appeal in both personal and professional realms. Are you ready to unlock your true potential and harness your inner charisma? Stay with me until the end, as each lesson unfolds a new chapter in your exciting path to a magnificent future. Number 1, keep a positive attitude. Ever had one of those days where nothing seems to go right? Maybe you spilled coffee on your favorite shirt, missed the bus, or had a frustrating day at work. It's so easy to let these moments bring us down, isn't it? But here's the secret to turning it all around: a positive attitude. And trust me, it's not just a fluffy, feel-good mantra, it's deeply rooted in the wisdom of Stoicism. Epictetus, a famous Stoic philosopher, once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This quote is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy and an excellent reminder that while we can't control everything that happens to us, we can control how we respond. Let's dive deeper into this. Maintaining a positive outlook and embracing gratitude can significantly enhance your overall well-being. When you focus on the good things, no matter how small, you radiate optimism and warmth. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who just exudes positivity? They have this magnetic charm that draws people in. That's because positivity is contagious. When you find joy in the finer details of life, you become a beacon of light to those around you. Consider this. Instead of dwelling on the negatives of a tough day, why not take a moment to appreciate the small victories? Maybe a colleague was particularly supportive, or you enjoyed a really good cup of coffee. These might seem like tiny, insignificant details, but they can make a world of difference. The Stoics practiced what they called premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. They would visualize potential challenges or misfortunes to prepare themselves emotionally. This practice didn't make them pessimistic. Rather, it made them resilient and better able to appreciate the good things in life. Let's bring it back to the modern day. Imagine you're at work and everything seems to be going wrong. Deadlines are looming, the printer's jammed, and your boss is in a bad mood. It's natural to feel overwhelmed. But here's where you can channel your inner Stoic. Take a deep breath and find something to be grateful for. Maybe it's a supportive text from a friend, or the fact that you have a job that challenges you. This shift in focus from what's lacking to what's abundant can be transformative. Gratitude aligns perfectly with Stoic principles. It's about focusing on what you can control and accepting life's challenges with grace. When you actively look for things to be grateful for, you shift your focus from the negatives to the positives. This doesn't mean ignoring the challenges or pretending everything is perfect. Instead, it's about balancing your perspective. Let's say you're having a tough day at work. Instead of letting it ruin your mood, take a moment to appreciate small victories. A supportive colleague, a task you completed well, or even just a delicious lunch. By doing so, you not only improve your mood, but also create a more positive environment for those around you. Remember, Positivity is infectious. When you approach life with a hopeful attitude, it encourages others to do the same. Now think about how you can spread this positivity. If a friend is feeling down, your optimistic outlook can help lift their spirits. Instead of joining in their complaints, gently steer the conversation towards solutions and the positive aspects of the situation. This doesn't mean ignoring their feelings, but rather offering a balanced perspective that highlights hope and possibility. The Stoic philosopher Seneca wisely said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This reminds us to find joy and contentment in the present moment. By practicing gratitude, you cultivate a mindset that embraces the present with positivity and hope. Complaining and pessimism might feel justified in the moment, but they ultimately weigh you down and push others away. Instead, choose to focus on the good, express your gratitude, and maintain a hopeful attitude. With a little awareness and practice, you can become a beacon of positivity, enriching your life and the lives of those you encounter. Imagine you're having a conversation with a friend who's feeling particularly low. Instead of feeding into the negativity, try sharing a positive story or a piece of good news. It could be something as simple as a funny anecdote or a recent accomplishment you're proud of. This shift in energy can be incredibly uplifting and can help your friends see their situation in a new light. Remember, keeping a positive attitude is a practice. It's not about being happy all the time or ignoring the difficulties in life. It's about choosing to see the good, even in challenging situations, and spreading that positivity to others. Number 2, enhance your dialogue skills. Have you ever felt like an introvert, shying away from social situations? It's a common feeling, but here's the good news. Stepping out of your comfort zone to practice your conversation skills can bring tremendous benefits. Whether you're looking to make new friends or deepen existing connections, engaging in meaningful conversations is key. And guess what? Stoicism offers some fantastic insights to help with this. The Stoics believed in the power of self-improvement and personal growth. They taught that while we can't control other people's reactions, we can certainly control our actions and attitudes. This is a powerful concept when it comes to social interactions. Improving your social skills doesn't mean you need to change who you are. Instead, it's about enhancing your ability to connect with others while staying true to yourself. Let's start with body language. Positive, open. Body language can make a huge difference in how approachable and engaged you appear. Simple actions like making eye contact, smiling and leaning forward slightly can show that you're interested and attentive. Think of it this way: when you're at a cafe meeting a friend for coffee, try nodding along as they speak. This not only makes them feel heard, but also strengthens your bond. It's these little gestures that show you're present and engaged in the conversation. Now, let's talk about active listening. This is such a game changer. Instead of just waiting for your turn to speak, focus on truly understanding what the other person is saying. Pay attention to their words, their tone, and their emotions. This level of attentiveness is rare and deeply appreciated. For instance, if a friend is telling you about their day, acknowledge their experiences and avoid interrupting. Just listen. This makes the other person feel valued and understood. Finding common ground can make conversations flow more naturally. Keep a few icebreakers in mind to ease into small talk. Instead of the usual, "How's the weather?" why not dive into more engaging topics like favorite books, movies, or local restaurants? Ask open-ended questions, especially if the conversation starts to fizzle out. For example, if your friend mentions they love a particular TV show, ask what they enjoy most about it. This not only keeps the conversation going, but also shows that you value their interests. Respecting personal space and privacy is crucial too. While it's great to ask questions and show interest, always be mindful of the other person's comfort levels. If someone seems hesitant to share personal details, steer the conversation towards more general topics. It's all about making the other person feel comfortable and respected. Here's a little exercise. Think about a recent conversation you had that went really well. What made it work? Was it the topic, the setting, or perhaps the way you listened and responded? Reflecting on these experiences can help you identify what you're already doing right and what you might want to improve. Remember, social skills are like muscles. They get stronger with use. Just like the Stoics practice daily exercises to strengthen their character, you can cultivate your conversation skills through consistent practice. Every conversation is an opportunity to learn and grow. Embrace the challenge and watch as your connections deepen and flourish. Number 3, be trustworthy. Let's talk about trustworthiness. It's one of those qualities that's incredibly valuable but often overlooked. Imagine this. You've made plans with a friend, but at the last minute, they cancel. Not just once, but repeatedly. Over time, you might start to feel like you can't rely on them. That's the thing with trust. It's built over time through consistent, dependable actions. And guess what? Stoicism has some powerful insights on how to cultivate this essential trait. The Stoics, with their emphasis on virtues like integrity and consistency, offer a solid foundation for understanding trustworthiness. Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, taught that we should always act in accordance with our values and principles, regardless of external circumstances. This means being reliable and true to your word. Being trustworthy isn't just about grand gestures. It's about the little things. It's about showing up on time, keeping your promises, and being there for others. Imagine you promised a friend to help them move on the weekend. As the date approaches, you find yourself overwhelmed with other commitments. Instead of cancelling last minute, communicate with your friend early on. Explain your situation and offer alternative solutions, like helping for part of the day or rescheduling to another time. This approach not only respects their needs, but also maintains your reliability. Trustworthiness aligns closely with the Stoic virtue of integrity. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, emphasized the importance of living in accordance with one's principles consistently. He believed that integrity was about being the same person in all aspects of life, whether in public or in private. When you are consistent in your actions and stay true to your word, you build trust naturally. Consistency is key. Start by practicing reliability in small areas of your life. Develop routines and healthy habits that you can stick to. For example, set a goal to exercise 3 times a week and follow through. These small acts of consistency build discipline and help you develop the habit of follow-through. In personal relationships, being trustworthy deepens connections. When friends and family know they can count on you, it strengthens your bonds and builds a supportive network. Imagine a friend calling you in distress. Knowing they can rely on you to be there provides comfort and reinforces your role as a dependable ally. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control. Your actions and commitments are within your control. By being dependable, you align your actions with your values and principles, creating a harmonious and trustworthy presence in all areas of your life. Here's a practical tip. If you tend to struggle with follow-through, start small. Pick 1 or 2 commitments and make sure you honor them consistently. As you build this habit, you'll find it easier to expand it to other areas of your life. Reflect on past commitments, what went well and what didn't. Use these reflections to improve your future reliability. In conclusion, trustworthiness is about being consistent, reliable, and true to your word. It requires effort and consistency, but the rewards are profound. By embracing Stoic principles and committing to being dependable, you form long-term, meaningful relationships built on trust and respect. Number 4, engage in social activities. Engaging in social activities can sometimes feel daunting, especially if you're naturally introverted or have been avoiding social settings. But here's a little secret. Stepping out of your comfort zone can lead to incredible personal growth and fulfillment. And who better to guide us in embracing this challenge than the Stoics? The Stoics, those wise philosophers of ancient times, emphasized the importance of stepping outside our comfort zones and embracing discomfort to achieve personal growth. This principle can be incredibly helpful when navigating social settings. Think about it. If you constantly avoid social interactions, others might perceive you as disinterested, arrogant, or even rude. But making an effort to engage with others can change how they view you and how you view yourself. Imagine you're at a party. Instead of standing in a corner, try engaging with people. Start small. Maybe strike up a conversation with someone who's alone, or join a group discussion about a topic you enjoy. By doing this, you're not only practicing your social skills, but also showing others that you value their company. It's about making the effort to connect. Let's anchor this in Stoicism. The Stoics believed in the power of perseverance and resilience. They taught that we should embrace discomfort because it helps us grow stronger. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, often wrote about the importance of pushing through challenges to develop our character. So, by actively seeking out social interactions, you're practicing these virtues. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but with each interaction, you're building your social confidence and expanding your comfort zone. Balance is key. You don't need to exhaust yourself by attending every party or joining multiple clubs. Instead, choose a few activities that genuinely interest you. For example, if you love reading, join a local book club that meets once a month. This way, you connect with others who share your interests without overwhelming yourself. Think of it as quality over quantity. Engage in social activities that you find meaningful. Active pursuit is another important concept. Don't just rely on casual interactions at the grocery store or at work. Look for opportunities to engage with others. Attend community events, sign up for a class, or volunteer for a cause you care about. These activities provide natural settings for social interactions and can help you build a network of friends and acquaintances. The Stoic philosopher Seneca emphasized the value of social engagement. He believed that humans are inherently social beings and that engaging with others is essential for our well-being. By seeking out social settings, you're nurturing both your personal well-being and your connections with others. Let's put this into practice. Imagine you've joined a local hiking group because you enjoy nature and want to meet new people. On your first hike, you feel a bit nervous and out of place. But you push through the discomfort and start chatting with a few group members. By the end of the hike, you've made new friends and feel more connected. Each subsequent hike becomes easier and more enjoyable. This is the power of perseverance and resilience in action. Reflect on past social experiences. Think of a time when you stepped out of your comfort zone and engaged in a social activity. What worked well? What didn't? Use these reflections to improve your future interactions. Remember, social skills are like muscles. They get stronger with use. Just as the Stoics practiced daily exercises to strengthen their character, you can cultivate your social skills through consistent practice. Number 5, maintain calmness. Maintaining calmness, especially in social situations, can sometimes feel like a Herculean task. We've all been there. Our heart starts racing, palms get sweaty, and we feel that overwhelming urge to either lash out or run away. But here's a comforting thought. Staying calm under pressure is a skill that can be developed, and the Stoics have a treasure trove of wisdom to help us out. The Stoics, those ancient sages who mastered the art of inner tranquility, believed that our peace of mind comes from focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. Epictetus, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This principle is golden when it comes to maintaining calmness in the face of stress. Let's break it down. Imagine you're giving a presentation at work and suddenly you forget a key point. Panic sets in, right? But here's where you can channel your inner Stoic. Take a deep breath, pause, and collect your thoughts. This simple act of breathing can help calm your mind and body, allowing you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. A composed demeanor not only helps you regain your focus, but also earns the respect of your audience. They admire your ability to stay calm under pressure, and your presentation is likely to go smoother as a result. Developing emotional intelligence and balance is a practice. It requires self-awareness and the ability to manage your emotions effectively. One way to do this is by reflecting on past experiences where you felt stressed or anxious. Ask yourself, how did you react? What could you have done differently to maintain composure? Use these reflections to improve your future responses. Stoicism teaches us the importance of inner tranquility and self-mastery. Marcus Aurelius, another prominent Stoic philosopher, often reflected on the importance of keeping a steady mind. He advised focusing on our own rational responses rather than getting swept up in external chaos. This practice can be incredibly grounding. Talking about your anxieties and concerns with trusted individuals can also be beneficial. However, it's important to find a balance. While it's healthy to share your feelings, avoid emotionally dumping on everyone or letting your anger show. For instance, if you're frustrated with a colleague, instead of venting to multiple co-workers, find a constructive way to address the issue. This approach not only preserves your relationships, but also demonstrates maturity and self-control. Imagine you're managing a team and a crucial deadline is missed. Instead of reacting aggressively, take a deep breath and approach the situation calmly. Hold a team meeting to discuss what went wrong and how to improve. Ask for suggestions and listen actively. This not only helps find solutions, but also shows your team that you respect and value their input. The Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Mastery over your emotions, especially in stressful situations, is a sign of true strength and wisdom. By avoiding aggressive behavior and embracing a respectful, composed approach, you create a more positive and productive environment for yourself and those around you. Here's a practical tip. Whenever you feel your anxiety rising, remind yourself of the power of composure. Breathe, stay present, and respond with calmness. Over time, this practice becomes second nature, and others will respect and admire your ability to keep it together under pressure. Maintaining calmness is a journey, not a destination. Each step you take towards maintaining calmness in social situations is a step towards becoming more resilient and emotionally intelligent. The Stoics believed in the importance of inner tranquility and self-mastery. By embodying these principles, you can navigate social settings with confidence and poise. Number 6, be confident. Confidence is such a powerful trait. It's that magnetic quality that draws people in and makes you stand out. But let's face it, developing true confidence can feel like a tough journey. The good news is, with a little help from Stoic philosophy, you can build that rock-solid self-assurance that not only enhances your life, but also inspires those around you. Epictetus, one of the most influential Stoic thinkers, said, "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." This wisdom is all about embracing your true self and leveraging your unique strengths. So let's dive into the heart of building confidence. The first step is overcoming self-doubt. This doesn't mean ignoring your mistakes or pretending you're perfect. Quite the opposite. It's about acknowledging your errors, learning from them, and then letting go of the persistent worry about your adequacy. Embrace the idea that you are enough. intelligent enough, capable enough, and attractive enough. Think about it this way: when you trust your judgment, you start to see your worth. Imagine you're leading a team project at work. You've done your homework, you know the material, and you've prepared thoroughly. Instead of second-guessing every decision, trust in your ability to lead. Your confidence will inspire your team, creating a positive and productive environment. Taking decisive actions is another key aspect of confidence. Indecision often stems from self-doubt, but by committing to a course of action, you demonstrate confidence and resolve. Imagine you're planning a community event. Instead of hesitating over every detail, make informed decisions and move forward. Your decisiveness will streamline the process and show others that you are a reliable leader. Confidence is not about arrogance or dismissing others' perspectives. It's about believing in your value and contributions. Epictetus reminds us that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This quote encourages us to focus on our actions and responses rather than external validation. By eliminating self-doubt, you unlock your true potential and present yourself as a confident, capable individual. Let's talk about practical steps you can take to build confidence. Start by setting small, achievable goals and follow through on them. Each success, no matter how small, builds your self-assurance. Reflect on your achievements and let them remind you of your capabilities. Surround yourself with supportive people who encourage and uplift you. Engage in activities that you're passionate about and that play to your strengths. In social situations, confidence can make a huge difference. Imagine you're at a networking event. Instead of blending into the background, approach people with a smile and introduce yourself. Share your interests and listen to theirs. Your genuine confidence will make a lasting impression and open doors to new opportunities and connections. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This means that obstacles, including self-doubt, are not barriers, but opportunities for growth. By confronting and overcoming self-doubt, you transform it into a path toward greater confidence and self-assurance. Number 7, avoid aggressive behavior. We all have moments when frustration boils over, and it's tempting to let it out in a burst of anger. But here's the thing: aggressive behavior can be incredibly damaging to your personal and professional relationships. The good news is, with a bit of Stoic wisdom, you can learn to channel that energy into something much more constructive. Let's consider what aggression really is. At its core, it's a reaction to feeling out of control. When things don't go our way, it's natural to feel frustrated. But here's where the Stoic principle of focusing on what we can control comes into play. You can't always control external events, but you can control how you react to them. Imagine you're managing a team at work and a crucial deadline is missed. It's easy to react with anger, maybe even to yell or blame others. But think about how that aggression impacts your team. It creates fear, resentment, and a toxic environment. Instead, take a deep breath and approach the situation calmly. Call a meeting, discuss what went wrong, and explore solutions together. This way, you're not only solving the problem but also building trust and respect within your team. Assertiveness is important, especially in leadership roles, but there's a clear line between being assertive and being aggressive. Assertiveness involves standing up for yourself and your ideas in a respectful and confident manner. It's about clear communication and mutual respect. On the other hand, aggression often comes across as domineering and disrespectful, shutting down communication and collaboration. Stoicism teaches us to view challenges as opportunities for growth. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, wrote about the importance of seeing obstacles as chances to improve ourselves. When you feel the urge to react aggressively, see it as a moment to practice patience and self-control. Instead of lashing out, take a step back, Breathe deeply and think about how you can respond constructively. In personal relationships, avoiding aggressive behavior is crucial for maintaining harmony and trust. If a friend or family member does something that upsets you, communicate your feelings calmly. Instead of yelling or making accusatory statements, express how their actions affected you and discuss ways to prevent similar issues in the future. This approach not only preserves your relationship, but also demonstrates maturity and empathy. Let's ground this in a practical example. Suppose you're at a family gathering and a relative makes a comment that offends you. Your initial reaction might be to snap back with an angry retort, but instead take a moment to breathe and consider your response. You might say, "I felt hurt by that comment. Can we talk about it?" This way you're addressing the issue without escalating the conflict. The Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "To be calm is the highest achievement of the self." Mastering your emotions, especially in moments of anger, is a sign of true strength and wisdom. By avoiding aggressive behavior and embracing a calm, respectful approach, you create a more positive and productive environment for yourself and those around you. Here's a tip for the next time you feel your frustration rising. Pause and count to 10. This simple technique gives you a moment to cool down and think about how you want to respond. Reflect on your past reactions and consider how you can improve them. Practice mindfulness and meditation to enhance your emotional control. Number 8, make yourself a priority. In our busy lives, it's so easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of responsibilities and expectations from others. But here's the truth. You are the star of your own life, and taking care of yourself is not just okay, it's essential. And this isn't about being selfish, it's about self-respect and living a fulfilling, authentic life. Let's dive into how you can do this, with a little help from the wisdom of the Stoics. The Stoics were masters at understanding the importance of focusing on what truly matters. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most renowned Stoic philosophers, often reflected on the need to live in accordance with our own values and not be swayed by the opinions of others. He wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own." This is a powerful reminder to prioritize our own well-being and happiness. Making yourself a priority means recognizing your own worth and pursuing what brings you joy and fulfillment. It's about finding your passion and following your dreams, not just living for others' approval. In today's world, it's easy to get lost in the highlight reels of social media, everyone's perfect vacation photos, career milestones, and seemingly flawless lives. But comparing yourself to these curated images can lead to self-doubt and a feeling of inadequacy. The Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control, our own actions, thoughts, and attitudes. What works for someone else may not work for you, and that's perfectly okay. Imagine your friend finds joy in running marathons. That's great for them, but if running isn't your thing, don't force yourself into it. Instead, discover what genuinely excites you. Maybe it's painting, writing, hiking, or even gardening. Embrace those interests with enthusiasm. Living authentically means doing what makes you happy, not what you think will make others happy. If you're constantly chasing others' approval, you'll end up feeling empty, even if you get it. Instead, focus on the things in your life that bring you joy. This might involve exploring different hobbies, spending time in nature, or diving into a subject that fascinates you. Your passion and sense of purpose will naturally attract others to you. Consider this practical approach. Set aside time each week just for yourself. This could be a few hours dedicated to a hobby, reading a book, or simply relaxing. Treat this time as sacred and non-negotiable. It's your time to recharge and connect with what makes you happy. When you prioritize yourself, you'll find that you have more energy and a better mindset to help others. Reflecting on social media, it's essential to remember that people often show their best moments, not their struggles. Don't get caught up in the comparison game. The Stoic philosopher Seneca advised us to focus on our own path. He believed in the power of self-reflection and living in accordance with our true selves. By shifting your focus to what truly matters to you, you can break free from the cycle of comparison and live a more authentic life. Living for yourself doesn't mean neglecting others. It means valuing your own happiness and well-being just as much as you value others. By pursuing your passions and being true to yourself, you create a fulfilling life that naturally attracts positive relationships and opportunities. Think about the energy you bring into a room when you're doing something you love. That genuine happiness is infectious and draws people to you. Here's a little exercise to try. Write down a list of things that make you happy and bring you joy. Then make a commitment to incorporate more of these activities into your weekly routine, whether it's taking a dance class, spending time with a pet, or simply taking a walk in the park. Prioritize these moments. They're not just extras in your life. They're essential for your well-being. Remember, real change, especially concerning personal development, takes time. Stay patient and persistent. If you focus on your goal to maintain a more attractive personality by being authentic, you will achieve it. Embrace your journey, live for yourself, and watch as your genuine passion and happiness transform your life and draw others to you. In conclusion, making yourself a priority is about honoring your own needs and passions. By doing so, you live a more authentic, fulfilling life that not only benefits you, but also inspires those around you. So take that first step, invest in yourself, and enjoy the journey of becoming the best version of you. You've got this. Number 9, be true to yourself. Let's have a heart-to-heart about authenticity. Being true to yourself is one of the most liberating and empowering things you can do. Yet in a world where we often feel pressured to conform to others' expectations, it can be surprisingly challenging. But here's the kicker. Authenticity is a cornerstone of building meaningful and lasting relationships. And who better to guide us on this journey than the Stoics? The Stoics, with their emphasis on inner integrity and living in accordance with one's true nature, provide a solid foundation for understanding the power of authenticity. Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, emphasized that our true happiness comes from within and not from external validation. He said, "Seek not the good in external things, seek it in yourselves." So what does it mean to be true to yourself? It means embracing who you are, your values, your passions, your quirks, and not pretending to be someone you're not just to fit in or gain approval. When you interact with others, don't give fake compliments, try to sell yourself, or act overly confident. People can usually sense when someone is being insincere, and it creates a barrier between you and them. Instead, strive for honesty and genuineness. Imagine you're at a networking event, and you meet someone who seems interested in your work. Instead of pretending to be overly enthusiastic about topics you don't care about, share your genuine interests and perspectives. This honesty will resonate more with others than any forced enthusiasm ever could. Being genuine means showing the most authentic version of yourself. The real you is impressive enough. The Stoics believed that living with integrity means aligning your actions with your true self. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, often reflected on the importance of living authentically and not being swayed by external pressures. He wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By focusing on being true to yourself, you create a life that is rich in meaning and fulfillment. Authenticity not only enhances your relationships, but also boosts your self-esteem. When you are comfortable in your own skin, it naturally attracts others who appreciate and respect you. This mutual respect and understanding form the basis of deep and lasting connections. Think about it. People are drawn to those who are genuine because it creates a sense of trust and reliability. Let's put this into a real-life scenario. Imagine you're having a conversation with someone who shares a different opinion on a topic you care about. Instead of pretending to agree or dismissing their viewpoint, engage in a respectful dialogue. Share your perspective honestly and listen to theirs. This exchange can lead to a deeper understanding and respect, even if you don't ultimately agree. This kind of authenticity fosters genuine connections and can open the door to enriching relationships. Here's a practical tip. Practice self-reflection regularly. Spend some time each week reflecting on your actions and thoughts. Ask yourself if you're living in alignment with your values and being true to yourself. This practice can help you identify areas where you might be compromising your authenticity and encourage you to make changes. In professional settings, being genuine can set you apart. Colleagues and clients value honesty and integrity. For example, if you're in a business meeting and you don't have the answer to a question, it's better to admit it honestly and commit to finding the answer later than to give a misleading or uncertain response. This honesty builds trust and respect in the long run. In personal relationships, authenticity is the key to deep and lasting connections. When you are open and honest with friends and family, you create a space where they feel safe to be themselves as well. This mutual authenticity strengthens your bonds and creates a supportive network. The Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." By being true to yourself, you live with integrity and attract genuine connections based on mutual respect and understanding. Don't stress over what other people think. What matters most is what you think about yourself. When you are comfortable in your own skin, it naturally attracts others who appreciate and respect you. So, here's your challenge. Embrace your true self. Live with integrity and don't be afraid to show the world who you really are. You'll find that authenticity not only enhances your relationships, but also brings a sense of peace and fulfillment to your own life. Be genuine, be honest, and watch as your connections flourish and your self-esteem soars. You've got this. Number 10. Don't take things so seriously. Life can be incredibly demanding, and it's easy to get caught up in the seriousness of our daily routines. But here's the thing. Incorporating humor and not taking everything so seriously can be a game changer. And believe it or not, the Stoics have some wisdom to share on this front too. The Stoics, known for their philosophical rigor, also understood the importance of perspective. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This principle is about maintaining a balanced perspective, even in challenging situations. Humor can play a crucial role in achieving this balance. So why should you not take things so seriously? First, it helps you cope with stress. When you find humor in a situation, it diffuses tension and makes challenges seem more manageable. Imagine you're stuck in traffic, late for an important meeting. Instead of stewing in frustration, you might think, "Well, at least I get to enjoy my playlist a little longer." This shift in perspective can turn a potentially stressful situation into a more tolerable one. Humor also makes you more approachable and relatable. People are naturally drawn to those who can lighten the mood and bring a smile to their faces. If you're constantly serious and intense, you might come off as unapproachable, but a little light-heartedness, especially during awkward or tense moments, can demonstrate that you're easygoing and pleasant to be around. Let's anchor this in Stoicism. The Stoics taught the importance of accepting what we cannot control and focusing on our own reactions. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, often reminded himself to take a broader view of life's events. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Finding humor in life's unpredictability is a way of exercising this power over your mind. Consider a practical example. You're at a family gathering and someone makes an awkward comment that could easily lead to tension. Instead of getting defensive or upset, you could respond with a light-hearted joke to ease the situation. Maybe something like, "Well, we all know Uncle Bob loves to keep things interesting." This approach can diffuse potential conflict and keep the atmosphere relaxed and enjoyable. Humor can also help you build resilience. Life will throw curveballs at you. That's a given. But if you can laugh at the absurdity of some situations, you build emotional strength. The Stoics believed in preparing for life's challenges and facing them with equanimity. By adopting a humorous outlook, you become more resilient and better equipped to handle adversity. In personal relationships, humor can deepen connections and make your interactions more enjoyable. Sharing a laugh with friends or family creates memorable moments and strengthens your bonds. Even in romantic relationships, a good sense of humor is often cited as one of the most attractive traits. It shows that you don't take yourself too seriously and can handle life's ups and downs with grace. Here's a practical tip. Try to incorporate humor into your daily routine. It could be something as simple as watching a funny video, sharing a joke with a colleague, or finding something amusing in your everyday experiences. When you actively look for humor, you train your mind to see the lighter side of life. Let's reflect on a Stoic exercise, negative visualization. The Stoics would imagine the worst-case scenarios to prepare themselves mentally, but there's a twist. Once you've imagined these scenarios, find something humorous about them. This isn't about making light of serious situations, but rather about finding a way to cope with them through humor. It's a way to remind yourself that even in the worst of times, there's room for laughter. Remember the words of Seneca, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This wisdom encourages us to find joy and contentment in the present moment. By incorporating humor into our lives, we can embrace this joy more fully and create a positive impact on those around us. So the next time you feel overwhelmed or stressed, try to find something to laugh about. Share a joke, watch a funny movie, or simply smile at the absurdity of life's little mishaps. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you found value in these lessons, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. And don't stop here. Check out the playlist on the screen now for more insights on personal development and achieving a balanced, fulfilling life. Together, we can create a community of like-minded individuals striving for greatness. Until next time, keep shining and stay true to yourself.